All right, class, welcome back to today's lecture on a very serious topic that I like to call Retard Maxing 101. Why carrying less will make you more money. My name's Jeremy, and I've helped hundreds of online coaches sell over 100 mil in the last 4 years. I've done over 4 or 5 million myself. And today we're going to be talking about why the people who care the least, make the most amount of money. So, as you can see, I've got my very fancy dancy meme here to describe this. And so it's a pretty standard distribution bell curve where it's like the majority of people fall into the middle. And then there's like people on one side, people on the other side, which are the outliers, right? And what's kind of funny and ironic is I'm noticing a massive trend right now in the online coaching space where if you're in the middle, you are dying, right? Whereas if you're like completely on one side or the other, like you just got to pick a side at the end of the day, right? Because like over here, like this fella with like the IQ score below that of like a carrot says, I just make content whenever on whatever I feel like with my iPhone 13, right? And he just like picks up the phone and just starts yapping. And then over here on this side, we also have this guy who's like the based ass monk who's like making all of the money and is rich as hell. So like, I just make content whenever on whatever I feel like with my iPhone 13, right? And why iPhone 13? Because I have an iPhone 13. Yesterday I was talking to a couple friends and they're like, what kind of phone do you have? Because like my aux cord in my car wouldn't plug into their phone because they have the new iPhones. I don't know, like a 13. They're like, what? And so, yeah, I'm still saving up for a new iPhone. So book a call down below to work with me if you want, so that I can buy a new phone. But that said, we've got 90% of people in the middle who are overthinking everything. I need the perfect setup, expensive camera, fancy lighting, every video is scripted with AI, batch record 30 reels at a time, like a fake podcast style setup. And like they're trying so hard, they're crying and they're grinding their asses off and nothing is working, right? And so in this video, I'm going to describe why that's the case. And so I see a lot of people just yap maxing right now where they just pick up the phone, hit record, talk about a specific type of talk about a specific topic. Wow. And and then just post it. And so like people are blowing up right now. And so I'm going to be breaking down kind of like some frameworks and like why it actually works when it doesn't work, because a lot of people just try and do this and they don't actually like see any growth or results or success. And so I'm going to break down like what to actually avoid and then how to actually do it properly as well. So stick around. It's going to be a banger. Let's go. All right. Why does this actually work? Let's talk about detachment. So when you just pick up the phone and you just record without overthinking it, you celebrate the inputs over your outputs. And so right now in my community, Peace and Profit, where I help online coaches scale, a few of my clients and I were talking about this last week, where they're like, what if we just like start retard maxing and just like start just making content yap style and just commit to posting 3 videos on Instagram a day and 3 YouTube videos a week? What do you think is going to happen? Well, I think it's going to be unreasonable for us not to hit our goals, right? More volume, more input that we do, chances are we're going to have a better output. And so one of them asked me, well, what kind of metrics are you tracking? I said, oh, I'm glad you asked. One of them, which is, did I post 3 reels today and 3 YouTube videos this week? That's it. And then a month from now, I'll look and check the results, right? And so why am I doing that? Right? Why am I not tracking views, comments, likes, etc.? Because I'll start overthinking it. I'll start obsessing over the minute details and talk myself out of it. And so, for example, one thing that I noticed, like I just started doing this last week, is a lot of my videos, like since I started yapping, like they're only getting like 1,300 views, right? This one actually got like 8,000. This one's got like 2,000. This one 6,400 yesterday, 7,100 yesterday, right? And then I just posted these ones like within the last like hour, and so they're not getting that many views. There's obviously some outliers, but like before when I was posting a little bit like less frequently, I was kind of averaging like 2 to 3,000 up to like 7,000, right? Like 7K on average, but I was only posting like this one got like 11.5, like 9, etc. But I was only posting like maybe once or twice a week. This is when I was traveling and kind of just a little retired, right? And so that was like kind of interesting. And so like I remember having the thought yesterday because I caught myself looking at how some of my videos were doing. I'm like, if they're getting less views, like these 3, for example, it's like 1,000 views. I'm like, what's the point of posting daily or like 3 times a day if it's not going to actually do anything? And so I started to like talk myself out of it. I'm like, maybe I shouldn't do this. And maybe I should just like focus on quality and just like making like better videos, but like less often. And then I was like, dude, shut up. Do this for 30 days and then look at the outputs and the results. And so as a result, I'm forcing myself to become very creative. And also the good thing is that if I'm posting 3 times a day, then like people are going to see my face every time they open their phone. Like they can run, but they can't hide. Right. And so I also have way more engagement than I ever have before. People being like, oh dude, like love the content recently. Like I had a comment this morning that said that, and like, get lots of DMs about it too. And it's just like, you're just taking way more swings at the bat. And the most successful people I know, the content creators that like blow up and get the most amount of followers, the tons of them are my clients. They post like 3 to 5 times a day. They're like, yeah, I did that for like a year and that's how I blew up. I'm like, okay. So I need to just get out of my way and stop overthinking, just post. Got it. Lesson learned. Check. Now, why does it actually work? Well, it's raw, it's real, it's authentic. Document, don't create. And most people nowadays, like there's a funny saying, I can't remember who said this, but I heard it a few months ago where it's like, especially in like the info space, it's like, there's no more virgin leads. They've all been fucked before, right? And so it's like all of your clients have probably joined like high ticket programs in the past, especially now there's more competition than ever, and they've probably been burned. And so there's a lack of trust. There's a lot of resistance to paying thousands of dollars for a program if the last time they did that, it didn't pan out very well for them. And a lot of what happens is these people that they pay money to have very fancy brands. They invest a lot of money into their content. It looks really great. It looks perfect on the outside. And then you get in the program and then it's an absolute shit show. And so they've been deceived. On the front end, it looks like it's something completely different than how it actually is on the back end. Whereas when you just pull back the curtain, what you're doing is you're just documenting who you are. You're showing your raw, real, authentic self, because you can't afford to just be an actor anymore. You can't afford to just like you don't have the time or the energy. It's like, if you have to post 3 times a day, then it's like, all right, like I can't just script that many videos out. That'll take a lot of work. I have to just get an idea and then follow the framework I'm going to share with you in a bit here, and then actually just go through that and just do it without overthinking. And it's a lot more sustainable because, like I said, you're being yourself now. You're not acting anymore. And there's no setup drag. You don't have to like go to your computer, set up a fancy camera, turn your mic, and like get a teleprompter and like all this bullshit that people are doing, right? You're just like, you literally just have your phone on you all the time anyways. You just pull it up, open up the camera, flip the camera to the front facing camera, slide it over to video, hit record so the red circle turns into an orange square or a red square, and then you just move your mouth and words come out. And that's it. Very simple, right? So it doesn't take a lot of energy to produce this. And then editing is like, it's non-existent. You just kind of one take it and that's it. You slap some captions on it and the title and you're ready to rock. And I'll go over that in a second here too. And it's just fast, cheap, and easy, right? You don't have to invest thousands of dollars every single month into a content team. You are the content team, and it doesn't take you much time. And it forces you to be creative, forces you to really just like share unique perspectives on the world. Now, when does this not work? When you don't follow a strategy or framework, and you actually literally just yap, right? You still need a framework, which I'll break down in a second here. But if you just yap about shit that doesn't matter or like nonsense, it's kind of like unrelated to what your people are interested in, then like it's going to flop. It also will flop if like you're just boring. If your tonality is like really dry and boring and like you can't say sentences that carry weight and you have poor communication skills. This is one way to develop that because it'll force you to be more concise and have more brevity in your communication. If you don't have much life experience either, you don't do cool shit, then like you can't talk about cool shit and stories to build connection because like no one really cares because you don't have an interesting life or background. So like coaching is the worst industry in the world to get into if you don't have a lot of experience, you haven't done stuff that's cool that people care about. So go get that first before you start a coaching business. Anyways, here's the framework. Let's go. The outline. So points where we teach. I got this framework from my buddy, Sam Gaudet. He's Dan Martell's right-hand man, creative director, business partner. And it's just very simple. Point, story, teach, right? What's the video actually about? Make sure it's a topic that they actually care about. Think about your audience, right? What are they struggling with right now? What do they search up on YouTube when they're looking for videos? What kind of videos do they like or share with their friends when they're doom scrolling on Instagram and TikTok? Do some research, make sure that the point is something that people actually care about. And then tell a personalized story to back up that point, add context to it, and actually give the story, like give the video some meat to it, some juice. And then teach, like 1 to 3 key takeaways from the video, right? Give them a little bit of a cookie, a little reward for watching. Something that they, like some piece of value that they actually get out of it, which keeps them coming back, right? It's a positive reinforcement. When we like teach a dog to sit down and the dog sits, we give it a little cookie, and then next time it'll sit again because it wants another cookie. And so we're just like programming our audience to just keep coming back because we keep giving them cookies, right? So make sure you don't forget your cookies, and then you'll start crushing. Headlines, controversial hot take on the industry, right? And so when we're talking about like the point, like what the video is about, you want to share a controversial take that you have, a unique insight that is against the grain of what everyone else is doing. So for example, when I first launched Summit Scale like 3.5 years ago, which was my main flagship coaching program, helped clients do over 100 mil in it. It was like absolutely fucking booming. And when I first launched, the whole industry norm was like organic marketing. It was trying to go viral to get leads, to make content, and to like send cold DMs, go into Facebook groups. And I came along and was like, hey, fuck all that. Let's start running ads, hire a setter, actually build a business that doesn't suck, get you out of the trenches so you can scale. And clients got disgusting results. Like I was talking to a guy who he actually recognized me on the beach in Costa Rica and came up to me. This is crazy. He's like, yo, bro. He's like Jeremy. And he was following me online for like the last couple of years. Anyways, he runs a coaching business that does $3.5 million a month. And now we're really good buddies. And he actually hosts coaching calls inside of my community, Peace and Profit, for my clients. He's hosting one this week, actually. And they can just ask him anything. It's super dope. But he was like, dude, he's like, I've been following you for the last couple of years. He's like, you objectively have like the best client results out of anybody in the space for how, like the number of clients that you've worked with. Like it's insane. I was like, yeah, it was. And that's because I gave the market what they actually wanted. And I had a hot take that was kind of controversial in the industry at the time. Now the entire industry is like, everyone's running ads and has a setter. If you don't, then like, what are you doing? Right. And so now it's like, okay, what are all the problems with that? Go against that, give the market the problem. Or even just like certain ways of doing things, certain ways of thinking, certain like advice that most people give or follow that you think is complete BS, strategies that just don't work anymore. Like take a controversial hot take, because what you're doing is you're basically giving people a reason to like agree or disagree with you, right? And so like another one of my buddies, Cole, he's got millions of followers online. He says like you have to give people an opportunity to either agree or disagree with you in the comments. When you get more comments, it absolutely blows up your video, right? And so the algorithm just keeps pumping it out to more and more people because it's like, oh, this is getting engagement. People are interested in this. And so I'll share with you an example of this where it's like, and it doesn't have to be like against the grain, but it's just like kind of just like a clickbaity title. And so I had this on a video. I'll show you the video itself. It actually kind of slapped and it did really, really well. But the title that I had was 100K a month with coaching, or the 100K a month with high ticket is a scam. And so if we go back to my Instagram here, I'll find the video, one sec, right here, this one. And so it got 1,700 likes, 200 comments, 219,000 views. And it literally just said, it was like a controversial hot take in the industry. So it's like doing 100K a month with high ticket is a scam. And it's like, what? If you think about it, it's like 100K a month. It's kind of like the holy grail that every high ticket coach is trying to achieve with high ticket. So only people that know what high ticket is are going to tune into it and like actually watch the video, and then is a scam. And so everyone's either been called a scam or afraid of being called a scam. And so it's just like, huh? Okay, like I need to listen to this. And then I posted that, it crushed. And so I just stole the same thing and just redid it again. But I added something else to the subheadline. I said, oh, I did $5 million with it. And so I'm like, even right here, high ticket coaching is a scam. I did $2 million a year with it. Boom, that one crushed. high ticket coaching pips are a scam. I did 5 mil with it. Boom. That one crushed, right? And so that's kind of how you want to do it. It's like high ticket coaching is a scam. That says like one side where it's like it sucks and it's bad. And then I did 5 mil with it, which flipped it around, polar opposite. It's like, oh, it's actually good. It made me a lot of money. And so people are like, what the hell is he talking about? What does this actually mean? Right? And so that's how you like visually hook people in with the title. And then the description, you want a well written out caption that further explains your point. Numbers, data, facts are great here. And so we can just kind of look at a few of these, right? And so it's like, I used to, like, business coach is full of shit. I know because I used to be that guy, right? Boom, boom, boom. And then all the things that people are talking about and people are doing. And then it's like, okay, don't do that anymore. And then a bonus that I have here is add a comment call to action. Ideally in both the video itself and then also in the description of the video, like the caption here. Because when you say like comment the word profit and I'll send you a recording or I'll send you a video or send you a long form sales asset, etc., then people comment and then you get tons of comments and then it also just keeps pumping it to show more people, like to show your video to more people like that, right? And then like same thing here. High ticket coaching is a scam, right? Ripping 2 million a year with it. And so boom, like instant authority right there. And then I break down the numbers, the data, the stats, boom, boom, boom. And then if you want to learn a better way to do it, comment the word profit, I'll send you a complete video breakdown. And those absolutely cranked. And so that is how you retard max without being a complete retard. Again, there's a little bit of strategy to it. When you do this, you'll probably get a lot of money, get a lot of attention, and hopefully monetize it and change a lot of people's lives. And so again, when it comes to the topic, the headline, the subheadline, the description, make sure you make it super related to your niche. We're not trying to go insanely viral. We still want to go viral like in our niche. And so that way we're going to attract qualified leads. And that's the last thing I'll say about this too. These videos got me an insane amount of qualified leads. Like this one got 480 comments. And it's like, they're like, a lot of these people are coaches. I got more followers that were like qualified coaches organically from these videos than like I ever have like running ads and spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on them. Right. And so it's just insane, which is really, really cool. And with this video specifically, this one's actually hilarious. I was just going to post it on my story and like I literally recorded it in the story section of like the Instagram app, and I was just going to post on my story. And then before I did, I was like, what if I just save this? And like, what if I actually just like post this to my Instagram, like as a reel? I was like, fuck it, let's try it. And so I did, and it cranked because I was kind of retarded in the video, right? And so like the caption is like also, yeah, just like a little retarded. It's like, I'm in a hoodie. I have a box of Lego behind me. I'm blasting Rihanna. And I'm like kind of talking about like nonsense, and it causes people to lean in. Watch this. So just had a few more clients to roll through. So just onboard them right now. Before I dive into this bad boy, I just realized something. I made more profit today than I would have doing 150 grand a month. And it's going to take one call a week to fulfill on. It doesn't have to be hard. Like, that's crazy, right? It's like, it doesn't make any sense. It's like, that's retard maxing to the fullest. And the pause is like, but you can tell it's authentic because I was literally just feeling that way. And I just decided to pick up the camera and just record that and get a snapshot of how I was actually feeling in that moment. And so I wanted to just like dial that in and like capture that. So anyways, follow this framework, stop overthinking, get out there, start making content, start making a lot of money. If you want my help, you want to work with me hands-on, one-on-one, book a call down below. Love to chat, see if I can help. See you in the next one.